Hey guys, welcome back. So I'm gonna just jump into this full face of Milani Cosmetics. The reason I really want to do this is because Milani is a really great drugstore brand, and on top of it, they are cruelty free. So I got a couple things. Some things I actually already had. I would say I kind of had to get a little bit, like a liner. The only thing I do not have from them is a mascara, and they have one, I believe. I thought. Let's check. Yes, they do have, so it looks like they do have mascara. I've never actually used them or seen them at all, but they only have 3. So we will just go from there. I'm just going to be using like an Essence mascara. So I'm going to first go in with the Prime Perfection Face Primer, Hydrating and Pore Mineralizing, Oil Free from Milani, obviously. Really don't really have to say, maybe except for the foundation. Okay, so I'm just kind of going over after I've already patted that in with my fingers. I'm just going over with the sponge just to kind of help add more. I'm going to go in with the Make It Dewy setting spray. I'm going to put that over my primer also just to kind of add some. I'm going to shake it up really, really good. This has a really good mister on it and it smells really nice. Pat that in too. Okay, so the concealer that I'm using is the Retouch 80 Degrees Light Lifting Concealer, and mine is in the shade Fair. I've talked about this before. This is a pretty good concealer. It's really kind of lightweight. You have to shake it up really good before you use it. So I'm just going to apply a little bit. I'm going to apply this and then apply my foundation, and then I'll apply a little bit more because this is kind of a lightweight concealer. It doesn't give you a bunch of coverage. This is just my Real Technique sponge. I really like this sponge. I think I like it more than a beauty blender because it gets really bigger. Seems like it gets like way bigger. Okay, I'll set that aside so I can use it later. I have the Milani Conceal and Perfect Foundation. I believe this is the only one. I kind of want to check their website just in case. I'm just going to check their website. I already have it open. Why not, right? So it looks like it's their only liquid foundation. They have powders. Yeah. Okay, so with this foundation, I've kind of had some adventures with it. I really I have to take my time blending it because I only can use a little bit, or it doesn't look very good, so I really have to blend it out. So I'm going to go ahead and set just a little bit, not under my eyes or anything. This is the Golden Beige Even Touch Foundation. It's like a powder foundation. And I'm just gonna set like my forehead area because that place is kind of finicky. So right now I think my skin looks actually really, really nice. Doesn't look like too makeup-y or anything. You can kind of see a little bit of stuff because I did do a light layer of that foundation, but then I went over with the powder foundation because that's the only Milani powder that I had. And so I think that it looks really good. It doesn't look cakey or anything. So the next thing that I'm going to go in with is brows. This is the Easy Brow Automatic Brow Crayon, and this is in Natural Taupe. I think this may be a little bit light, but it could work out a little bit. But they had this or like a really dark one. They didn't have the in-between shades. So I was like, I'm just gonna get the light one and maybe build it up. So I'm gonna go ahead and try do my brows and see what it looks like. Okay, so I did my brows and they are kind of looking a little bit off. So I'm gonna go in with my palette that I actually picked up, and we're gonna see if there's anything we can use in our brows for that, because I really should have just maybe waited, but I guess or went to a different place, but there's not very many places around me that sell Milani. There's only 2 places. It's Ulta or Walmart, and so okay, so I'm gonna go in with this dark brown. It's like a chocolatey brown. This is the Most Loved Mattes from Milani, and so I'm gonna try that. I'm just gonna get a angled brush here and maybe just tap in this a little bit and tap off the excess and try to fix these brows. Maybe make them a little bit less crazy. So it's not that bad of a color. Like, I swatched it on my hand. The only part that really bothers me is on the inner corner over here. I know I don't normally do much with my brows, but since I'm trying to kind of really give you an in-depth like review of Milani products, just trying to do that. So this powder's actually doing pretty good. Probably gonna have to go in with a spoolie to kind of just dust off the rest of the excess, but I made the tails a bit longer. I don't know why, just because I could. So I'm gonna go in with a spoolie and just kind of maybe match things up a little bit. But I think so far they don't look too shabby. And that pencil's not too bad, but I don't know if I can ever use that color again. So I could probably give that to my mom. Lighter hair than I do. Oh, right. So I'm gonna go in with my Milani eyeshadow primer. Who knew? Because it's Milani and that's what this video is about. I would really like to try one of their mascaras though, only because I'm trying to find a good mascara, you know, from Cruelty free brand, and that's not like $1 million, which is, it's kind of, I gotta really kind of ask around, you know. Okay, so I have 2 palettes here. Those, because I have 2 palettes. So I have the Milani Earthy Elements Everyday Eyes palette, and then I have the Most Loved Mattes palette. So, because this one has some shimmers in it too, so we'll play with both of those. So first off, I'm gonna take one of my big fluffy brushes. So I'm gonna take a big fluffy eye brush and just dip into this first like cream shade, and I'm gonna place that all over the lid a little bit. Just dust it because I don't want it to be like too sticky on it. Too sticky on there. And then I'm going to go ahead and bake my brow. I've never seen anybody else do this, but this really helps me to not bring anything too high up onto my brow, because I do like to have that more like prominent because I have a hooded eye. It seems kind of opposite to what you would do, but it does help me out to kind of open my eye a little bit to have that brightness. So I'm just kind of taking that cream shade and putting that all over the brow, because that's how we roll. Okay, so I'm going to grab all my eye brushes and put them right center stage. So the eye blending brush from the mineral line from years ago, but I super love it. So I'm gonna go in with this shade right here in the middle. It's kind of like a rosy tone shade, and I'm gonna kind of put that in the crease. I'm gonna kind of build my brush up a little bit because I do want a little bit more color to play with. It has some really nice, the purples in this palette really drew me. I'm really excited to see how those turn out and work. So I'm kind of focusing here in the middle, maybe towards the, so I'm kind of focusing here in the middle and maybe on this side a little bit. So these two, maybe not so much the oranges, but the oranges would play really well with that other palette that we have from them, from Milani. I really need to pluck my brows to get them, start that waxing again. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with the darker purple underneath here. Oh, they do have names. Not plum intended. So I'm gonna take that same brush. It's one of my favorite brushes of all time. I can't really, let's see, a brush that is comparable to this that I have. No. I don't really know. I mean, it's just like the tiniest little crease brush. And it's funny, it's one of those things that when I got it, I was kind of disappointed because I thought it would be way smaller. I kind of was looking for something more like a Stila No. 2 brush, but now that I've had it for a while, I've kind of learned to appreciate it and love it. And now I really wish I had more. It's just one of those things, how they go like that. Okay, so I'm kind of bringing this purple tone into more on the lid area and then kind of into the crease and then blending it upwards. Okay, so this one, they're all kind of blended out a little bit far, but I think that I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to try something new. So I'm going to actually switch brushes. I'm going to get one that's a little bit more like saturated, kind of like a pencil brush. This is just a Coastal Scents brush. It's a pencil kind of crease brush, and I'm going to go in with the darkest purple, and that is called Don't Raisin Your Voice. And I'm going to kind of pack my brush full of this color and then tap some off and really focus this here, down here on the outer portion, almost like a liner, but just like an outer V liner. Alright, now I'm going to go back in with my favorite e.l.f. blush. I'm just going to go in with my little brush I was using at the beginning and just kind of blend. Alright, I'm going to kind of clean up this with my makeup sponge. Alright, so I think that looks actually pretty good. So I'm going to go in with the other palette that we have from then. I'm going to take this shade right here, the real big giant one, and I'm going to play with that on the lid because it's like super extra beautifully shimmer. So nice. Alright. So I'm going to go in with my cream shade again and put that on the brow. The liner I have is a Stay Put Matte 17-Hour Wear Liquid Liner. And that's in like one of these like triangle kind of tubes. I really like this liner. The brush, it's like a felt tip, but it's like the perfect kind of flexibility. It's not like super stiff, but it's not really flimsy either. I really like it, and it's mega black. Alright, so the mascara that I put on is the Essence Get Big Lashes. I just kind of skipped that so that, because it's not Milani. So I'm going to go ahead and conceal under my eyes one more time, and then we can move on. Maybe do some under eye makeup. Oh geez, that is a lot of concealer. I'm gonna put some here. Alright, I powdered under my eyes with that same powder that we've been using, and I'm going to go ahead and just take this rose gold, not rose gold, just rosy shade, and place that here and on the lower lash. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to like face makeup. I do not have a bronzer. I kind of realized that as I was pulling everything out, but I do have this Candlelight Spotlight Eye and Face Strobe palette. I'm just going to take the center one and maybe just like bronze a little bit because I don't have any contour colors. So maybe I could just kind of bronze up the cheeks a little bit and maybe around the forehead. Pretty, especially on the forehead, like where the sun would hit, like boom, beam, beam, boom. So I have 4 blushes from them. The one I'm kind of really leaning towards is the Milani Baked Blush in the color Fantastical Mauve. It's just so beautiful to look at. Look at it. Look at it. Put that here on my cheeks. Whoa there. So for highlighter, I have that strobe palette that I have, or these new ones. These are the flashing light hypnotic lights, and this is flashing light, and then this is beaming light. I think I'm going to take flashing light. This one's a little bit more of a peachier tone, so I'm going to take this one. This is just an e.l.f. blush brush I'm going to put this on with. So pretty, so pretty. So we are done with that, and the last thing that I have is lips. I got a lip gloss. This is a more shine. I'm saying this. I feel like I'm saying that weird. This has an interesting applicator. Can you see what it looks like? It's like a half moon shape almost. I can feel that it's on there, but it's not an uncomfortable feeling. And I like that it's like shimmery. Like I could wear this for a longer period of time than some liquids. It's kind of sticky, but it's not like a mega sticky, so it's not too bad. I'm kind of pleased with it. So overall, I think this was a really great thing. Everything that I used today I will use again. Oh wait, we got one more thing. I'm gonna do more setting spray. So it feels so good. Find yourself with a mirror. Alright, so overall I think this was a really successful video. I will use everything that I got today again. So far so good, and if you guys did enjoy this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up because I plan on doing more. My next one I'm trying to do is Physicians Formula, but I feel like their line is, there's a lot you can get on there's a lot you can get off their website, but there's not a lot. Like their displays in stores are kind of minimal. No, you know, it's just like their essentials, I guess. So if you guys do want me to do that, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, and I'll talk to you guys later. Oh well, I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm gonna go now. Thanks for watching. Bye.